a squirrel or a fox, that's a large animal. So it takes a lot of energy to maintain an organism that large. And there isn't enough food oftentimes in these caves to support an animal that big. So they might come in here and they might find stuff around the twilight areas or the entrance areas, but if they were to attempt to live really deep into a cave, there's just not enough food available for them to survive. So they would never live in here long enough to begin to become cave adapted. That's why you don't see a cave adapted human, because we're too big. And it's hard to find cave Fritos and cave French fries and things in our caves. You know, a lot of times when you go to a cave and you see this really beautiful spring coming out of the ground, and the water looks crystal clear, and it looks like you could just go over and drink it. It's just so pure. It's like, I've been to a cave like that, and I crawled into the cave, and we got in several hundred yards, and we were in wetsuits because we were in the water up to about here. And we crawled up into this passage, and this cave, when it rains real heavy, it completely sunk shut. And it had trapped a bunch of those eastern pipistrelles in that passage, and they had drowned. So all of their bodies were laying in the water. All the fur, all the bones, guts, all kinds of stuff was right there laying in the water. And as soon as you put your hand into it, it stirred all that stuff up. And so all of this pure, crystal clear water went to just dirty, brown, mucky, bone-filled water. It was disgusting. I was in a cave in Missouri several miles back. We were in there for a couple of days camping in the cave doing some longer term studies, and this cave has a passage called the Cat Track Passage, and there are some cat tracks of a Pleistocene aged like cougar or panther, and they're marked off, they're flagged off so nobody steps in them, but you can follow this cat as it was walking through this cave passage. And I was back there in that area. I was by myself. Everybody else was doing something different, so I was just walking through there thinking about this cat, you know, as it was walking through here 20,000 years ago, right where I was at. And I looked down the passage, and my light shined on a set of eyes staring back at me. And a jaw just dropped, you know, gut just clenched up, like, oh, what is that? And then I realized it was 2 pieces of reflective tape. So I scared myself silly for no reason.